Yuliia Starodubtseva to serve. Ready?
A big moment for Starodubtseva.
Play. Love 15.
Christina, give us some idea in the early stages of what Starodubtseva has to do in these early portions of the match.
Yeah, it'll be important for Starodubtseva to kind of impose her game early on. She possesses heavy strokes, which I think has the ability to affect Azarenka. Azarenka's not the type of player that you want to give a big lead to, so it will be important for her to get some nerves out of the way, establish herself early in this match, Starodubtseva.
Were you good at that?
Depends. It always feels good when you're playing a top player and you get that first game under your belt. You can kind of take a deep breath.
How fast will her heart be beating right about now?
Pretty fast. The fact, though, that Starodubtseva did play 3 rounds of qualifying, I think that really works into her favor coming into this match.
Yeah, obviously, it's dangerous, aren't they, qualifiers? I'll just settle her down a little bit.
That's such a good shot there by Starodubtseva, and she has that ability on the forehand side especially to hit it pretty heavy, and Azarenka likes the ball more at hip height, so that's a shot that she'll really benefit from hitting again.
And there we go. A hold for Yuliia Starodubtseva from love 30 down. She's up and running in excellent fashion. 10:35
Victoria Azarenka to serve.
Just the 21 WTA singles titles.
Love.
You talk, Christine, about Azarenka's brilliant backhand and the fact that she's really worked on her forehand. What's she done better as her career's improved?
I think she's gotten more shape on the forehand side. I think before it was a little one-dimensional, and now she can be more, you know, hit over it more. She's able to do a lot more. She has a lot more variety on that side.
So she can flatten it out as well as hit it high and loopy.
Exactly, yes. She's more consistent with that side as well.
Quite a few double faults on this court today. Earlier on it was pretty bright and sunny, a little bit of wind. Paula Badosa threw in 6 double faults in the second set. Did end up winning though against Victoria Golubic. We know from her coaches, Christina, that Azarenka's been working on her serve and trying to make sure the hit point is a little bit more consistent.
It's amazing how these top players are always looking to improve something, always looking for that 1% more.
You.
Mike James in the hat is the data analyst. Azarenka has added Greg Rosetsky to her team, Maxime Chutakian, but that wasn't him in the middle there.
I'm impressed from the start that I'm seeing from Starodubtseva so far.
30.
Seems like she's settled a bit since the opening game. She has a willingness to come forward. But that's the improved forehand there from Azarenka.
She's got a lot of whip, didn't she, to make it come down in time. Oh dear.
Juice.
3 double faults from exactly the same side.
That is very uncharacteristic of Azarenka. I wonder if it's due to these adjustments that they've made on the serve, or just a little bit of opening round nerves.
Well, it's something to think about, isn't it? The changes that the players make. It's not just an overnight thing. You've got to really feel it. Then you've got to get the confidence, haven't you?
You have to trust in the process of it.
Which can take months and months, if not sometimes years. One serves just wide,
Advantage.
so now Starodubtseva, not having to do a huge amount, has the break point. From the Ukrainian qualifier pays off. What a start from her. It's the stuff dreams are made of.
2 games to love, her set.
Do you remember your first US Open?
I do. Believe it was in 2009.
Okay.
I had won the junior hard courts, and that automatically gave you a wild card into the US Open. Played a first round on an outside court, and then second round on none other than night match on Ash.
Wowzers. After this, you're going to have to tell us how you did.
Played against Sharapova in my second round. It was a night match.
Go back to the first round. Who did you
The first
beat?
round was Polona Herzog.
Yes.
And we played together pretty much our whole careers, so that was cool.
So that's a great win. And then you're playing Maria Sharapova on Arthur Ashe in your US Open debut, second round match. And?
Didn't win many games at all.
15 all.
But it was the experience of a lifetime. I think my best moment was breaking to go up 2-1, and you know, the crowd went nuts, and then it kind of went downhill from there.
But that's the moment you remember.
That's the moments I choose to remember.
Brilliant. I think that's a good memory. One that most of us will never, ever have.
that would be a benefit for Starodubtseva, that she is playing on a more intimate court, like a grandstand. It still has a big feel to it, but not at, I mean, playing on ash just feels that much more grander.
With the exception of that double fault, she's handling herself very well so far.
Shot. The movement of Starodubtseva has been so impressive to start this match. I feel the longer the rally goes, the more that it's working into her favor right now.
Would you say when you are a little bit nervous, it's actually the feet that let you down the most?
Absolutely. So she's handling the occasion very well so far.
Sometimes your legs just feel like bricks, don't they? But not for Starodubtseva, not so far.
40-30.
Well, how about this? The Ukrainian qualifier up 3 games to love on the 20th seed, Victoria Azarenka. A dream start for Starodubtseva in this opening round match. In National Tennis Centre, was so much going on. Of course, the tennis always front and centre. Victoria Azarenka down love 3. Do not adjust your sets. That is the correct score. 20th seed has been broken by the qualifier from Ukraine. This is a problem, Christina Mikhail, for Azarenka.
Not used to seeing this many double faults from Azarenka, especially in only her second service game.
So 3, didn't she, in her opening game, all from the ad side. And that's 1 from the deuce.
That was a nice recovery from Azarenka, because the serve is something that can become very mental when you start having a couple double faults. It can really get in your mind.
And this is something that Vika does all the time. She only takes balls from the right. I'm sure the umpire, Kelly Rask, would have told the ball crew that. It's quite tricky once you're, I'm sure, at this early stages of any match.
It's seeming like she's making a concerted effort to attack Azarenka, to take time away from her.
I'm surprised Azarenka didn't try and throw a racket at it. Starodubtseva dominated 14 of the last 20 points. Now we know, Christina, that Vika pulled out of Toronto. She was losing to Peyton Stearns, retired injured. She didn't play at Cincinnati. She does look quite rusty.
She does. This is not the normal start that we'd see from Azarenka. A lot of mistakes off of both sides right now.
Starodubtseva, and she breaks for the second time today. It gets better and better.
Forehand is from Starodubtseva is just so clean, and the way she gets under it, it's a really heavy forehand. She can go inside in with this inside out. She kind of leaves Azarenka flat-footed, not knowing which way she's going to take it.
She looks like she's playing within herself, doesn't she? She's not getting too high or too low. And don't forget, you can stay connected to the US Open on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and WhatsApp. With #US Open.
Love 15.
You just wonder how much time Vika has been able to spend on the practice court since the injury. How many points has she been able to play?
Love 30.
Good job, V. Come on.
Finally we see Greg Rosetsky, who's been brought on to help Vika Azarenka in the last stages of her career. Nothing really helping at the moment, although there could be a little bright light coming through if she can break here.
15-13.
We are expecting, aren't we, a big comeback from Azarenka. She is a woman who's won 2 major titles. World #1 for 51 weeks. It's hard to say if Azarenka's not playing well or if Starodubtseva's just playing out of her mind, because her defense and her attack is exceptional.
It's been equally impressive, as you mentioned, the attack and the defense. There she did such a nice job of just getting one extra ball back. That bouncing overhead is never a guarantee you're going to make it.
More like it.
30-14.
So a break point for Victoria Azarenka, the first that she's managed so far.
Oh!
Game.
Azarenka gives Azarenka a glimpse of hope here in this opening set. She's still down 1-4, but at least she's on the scoreboard. The US Open day 1 of main draw action. And Victoria Azarenka has a lot of work to do, down 1-4 against qualifier from Ukraine in their first meeting.
Love 15.
You get the feeling that Starodubtseva can't seem to play any better, but Vika's level can only go up.
This reaction from Azarenka, we just missed it out of our picture there, but you could just tell she was thinking, this girl is playing amazingly. There it is. The queen rises to the top.
Vika's one of the
15 all.
toughest competitors out there. You can never feel comfortable against her, no matter what the score is. Played against her a few times during my career, and I'd put her in the, when she's at her best, she's top 5 best players I ever faced.
Crikey, that's some statement.
She just doesn't give you much. When she is playing at her best, she's attacking, she's consistent too. You feel suffocated.
For some players you play, Christine, tell me if I'm wrong, but you walk on court knowing that if you're in a tight spot, you probably feel confident that you might come through it. With an Azarenka, that's not the case, is it?
No, you know someone like Azarenka is going to bring out their best level in the most pressure moments. You can tell she loves to be in the heat of a battle.
Is that built in, or does that come through practice?
I think that's within her. I think that's just ingrained in her, that ability to just loves the pressure, loves the battle, loves the fight. That's why she's still out here at 35 years old.
There's that
40,
serve,
30.
and looks like she's just pulling down on it a little bit too much. The left arm dropping too fast. 5 double faults now. Never really want to hit that second serve in the net, do you? You always want to give it a chance. I always think of it like a putt in golf. You want to go past the hole if you're going to miss. So hold for Victoria Azarenka. 2 games in a row from 4-love down. She's making this competitive.
Starodubtseva leads by 4 games to 2. That's it.
Don't know exactly what the injury was that made her retire from Toronto and then didn't play Cincinnati, but we know it was a leg injury. Could have been hamstring, could have been something else. But we did see earlier on Vika not really going for a shot that perhaps she would have gone for in the past. We'll keep an eye on that.
Let's serve.
And if the injury was a hamstring or a thigh injury, that could be part of the reason why it might be tough for Azarenka to push up on her serve. Part of the reason why we've seen so many double faults from her. But she does seem to be finding her rhythm more now. Also, when you have an injury, it takes time to warm up your body.
And if you don't trust it, that's always hard. It's in the back of your mind.
Some of these shots from Starodubtseva, this looks like she's been in this position countless times. Very impressive start.
She's 24 years old, the Ukrainian, with a career high of 123. She's sitting just inside the world's top 150 right now.
30-15.
Spoken about a few crucial games. I think this is another, isn't it? Because it's going to be very tight if Starodubtseva doesn't hold, but if a 5-2 lead will be a lot freer for her, you would think.
Completely agree. I think this game is crucial for Starodubtseva. Having been up 4-love, you're taking on a Grand Slam champion. This is the moment where the doubts might start to creep in.
$30-love to 30 all. Probably needs a first serve here. Gets it, but a little bit quick on the forehand. Great point.
It's the first moment where we've sort of seen her bail out of the rallies. Starodubtseva, she's been really patient, had good height on the ball.
It's a marvellous backhand. She's just able to move the ball around beautifully, isn't she?
Juice.
Just over a year ago, she was unranked, embarking on her first full pro season after graduating from Old Dominion University. Has a master's degree, no less, in sports management.
Advantage, Starodubtseva.
Ukrainian lifted her first ITF title last spring. By the end of 2023, it claimed another 3 ITF W60 trophies, made a major qualifying debut. Compiled a 44-16 win-loss record. Pretty impressive.
That's what Vika needs to start doing a little more, attacking the returns. It's a huge part of her game when she applies so much pressure, taking the return early, not giving Starodubtseva a chance to move her around.
That's what you're talking about. 8 points, number 2.
Advantage, Azarenka.
She's listening to you, Christina. She is taking notes.
I've just been on the opposite side of those returns too many times. I know them too well.
Well, she's won just 2 of 9 points behind her second serve. Starodubtseva. It's away with that one, just about. might rival that of Azarenka's, and her forehand today has been better.
That forehand almost reminds me of Stosur's forehand, the way she gets a lot of spin on it. She loves the inside. She loves to hit the forehand from the ad side of the court, just like Stosur did.
2011 US Open champion Samantha Stosur. It's not a bad person to be compared with. Doesn't defend the second serve.
Juice.
Starodubtseva didn't get out of US qualification last year. She was beaten by the Swiss youngster Selina Neff in the opening round. This time she made it and Neff didn't.
It's a great variation in the serve there from Starodubtseva. We hadn't really seen that wide one. I think she caught Vika off guard.
I wouldn't hit to Vika's backhand either, would you?
Especially after that glaring return winner we saw a couple points ago.
Over 8-minute game. Who will come out on top? Another game point for the Ukrainian. Took a little off that. She was trying to get the first serve in, just a little long. 75 miles an hour miss.
And that's the play for Vika. She wants to attack the backhand side of Starodubtseva. Don't give her a chance to run around and hit her forehand, which is her better shot. Just needs to string a couple points in a row together now, Azarenka. We've seen glimpses of her vintage tennis and then some mistakes as well.
Break point number 3.
Advantage, Azarenka.
Juice. Back to juice we go. This is a nail biter.
Earlier in the game, we said how crucial this game would be, but I mean, however many minutes later, just even more important this game.
Getting up to 10 minutes in this game alone, aren't we? There we go. 10:03. You can tell that Starodubtseva and her team have definitely done their homework, because anything neutral is going into the forehand of Azarenka. This time just a little long though with the slice forehand. Break point number 4.
The composure of Starodubtseva in these crucial moments of this game, to hold her composure, it's been something else.
As a reminder, Starodubtseva has qualified for all 4 majors this year. Arrived in New York soon after a couple of W100 hardcourt quarterfinals in Spain and Pennsylvania. She is a very good player.
Advantage.
The pressure of dealing with last round qualifying and getting through it 4 times this year would really have helped her in these crucial moments of this match today.
Because qualifying, as we know, is extremely difficult.
Oh, there's so much on the line. There's such a difference between losing last round qualifying and being in the main draw.
Back to juice we go.
Juice. Advantage, Azarenka.
So point number 5. How much pressure can Starodubtseva sustain? Well, it is a break for Victoria Azarenka. And it could be a very crucial one indeed, because she's recovered from a love-poor start. And now we're back on serve after that plus 13-minute game. That shows how tough Vika is. 4-3. Do you think Starodubtseva got just a little passive in that comfortable position?
I think she got a little passive, but I also think you start to have a few doubts in your mind when you lose a game or two, or maybe you start to think about winning the set, and all of a sudden your mind is no longer focused on the strategy part of it. I think there was a culmination of factors there.
I think that's really interesting, Christina, for club players or lower level players listening to that. Because, of course, they experience nerves, but you don't really realise, do you, that everybody else is, even at the top level, that it's going on. But also, I think it's so hard to keep your mind concentrated on what's happening as opposed to letting it run in your head.
It's so easy. I mean, it's so hard to not let your mind jump ahead, and you're up 4-love. You're thinking, I've got this set in the bag. I'm playing Vika. It's going great. And then all of a sudden, you're now 4-3.
I think that's so reassuring for the rest of us.
It's the same at every level. We're dealing with the same things. But what was really impressive from Vika was she didn't look panicked at all. I didn't see any sort of panic in her face. There was a little frustration, but it's what the top players know, that they can always come back.
There's 126 places between them in the rankings. You wouldn't know it.
30 all.
A lot of seats on grandstand court available, 8,125 capacity, and I have a feeling that it might start getting a little bit more full. There's a lot of people mulling around the ground. Of course, a lot of people in Arthur Ashe. Expecting about 1 million fans over the 3 weeks.
(30-40).
So composed by the qualifier. Oh yes, the backhand again.
Starodubtseva.
That's number 6 on the winning wing. And Starodubtseva has done what I don't think many people were expecting. Just giving herself a little bit more breathing room.
After losing such a tight game at 4-2, to be able to bounce back like this for Starodubtseva. Such maturity in her first full year on the tour, incredible.
Wait, please.
I don't think Vika's stopping for a plane overhead. If that was the case, there'll be constant stopping, because of course 2 huge airports right around the corner, LaGuardia and JFK.
Love 15.
Sort of wincing there, Azarenka. I think she just motioned to the umpire to ask for the trainer, I believe.
That's not a great sign. She is tough as nails, Azarenka.
Oh!
Starodubtseva down, but not out, luckily. Almost went into the splits.
Love 30.
So Starodubtseva, she needs to try and stay focused right now. Like if you can see your opponent on the other side, maybe physically ailing a little bit. Got to try and just stay focused on each point.
Timing of that shot.
15-30.
Has 12 winners compared to Vika's 11. She's made it. What a brilliant little shovel up the line that was.
Azarenka seems to be leaning on that wide forehand serve. Starodubtseva has gone there a few times. She really needed that return right there, Azarenka.
Azarenka has converted 2 of her 6 breakpoint chances so far. now,
Starodubtseva.
a set point after 51 minutes for the woman who's come through qualifying. Did win a main draw match at Wimbledon. Yuliia Starodubtseva. Have we got a major upset on our hands here on the grandstand court?
6 games.
Well, she's got 1 foot in the second round of the US Open for the first time. Takes it 6-3 against the 20th seed, Victoria Azarenka. Love 4 down, made a little bit of a comeback, made it very interesting.
Second set.
She broke back,
Azarenka
serving
to
at
serve.
3-4, but again broken. So she's got to try and take care of her serve here.
And that's what you need to do in this position. Just take your
15 love.
chances. Try and take time away. Try and keep the points as short as possible right now. And for
13
Azarenka, too, she's
love.
got to be thinking, can Starodubtseva keep up this level of play?
Haven't seen her son Leo in the crowd yet, but I'm sure he's there somewhere. He was born in 2016. Often comes down onto court, doesn't he, and celebrates with mum when she wins. Often seen as well on the commentary booth as well. He'll come in, and quite an exceptional young man. Backhand lob.
It has been so sweet to see Vika and Leo interacting, and Leo coming to tournaments with Vika and being a huge part of her support team.
Huge amount of power, isn't it? And it's easy power from the Starodubtseva racket.
Let's. Second serve.
Hit too many double faults in the first set, Azarenka, but she put those to bed relatively early anyway. And that was an excellent
Azarenka.
service game. All but one first serve
First
in
game,
play.
Second set.
1-love.
Love 15.
Now, given what Starodubtseva did in the first set, what does she need to do in the second set to make sure she doesn't lose her grip?
More of the same. The way that she was defending and then using her forehand inside in, inside out. She really had good disguise on it. She doesn't need to do more than what she did in the first set, just continue.
Oh!
Love 30. Fifteen 30.
She was absolutely phenomenal, isn't she, on the run?
30.
Absolutely incredible, the strength that Starodubtseva has on the pure run to be able to come up with an angle like this. The balance needed. Whoever her fitness trainer is, Starodubtseva, they have done an incredible job with her.
And a lot of encouragement from the sidelines. And that is a very good hold from Love 30 down. Probably a crucial hold.
One game all, second set.
Trying to get that little advantage here in the second set.
Definitely a little missed opportunity there for Vika. Had a chance to kind of take control of the second set with a 2-love lead.
Discipline with that pattern. All right,
Давай,
let's go.
давай, давай, давай.
Let's go.
Погнала.
Hear the coach tell her to stay, Starodubtseva, to stay disciplined with that pattern.
Oh!
Talk about patterns, Christina. So say in your game, what was your favourite pattern?
I played a little bit like Starodubtseva in the sense that I like to use a heavy forehand. I love to hit my forehand from the ad side of the court. Start with the inside out and then wait for my opportunity to take it inside in.
And everyone out here would have a favourite pattern that they like to go to, and perhaps in the crucial moments that they know will work, or hopefully at least will.
Exactly. You want to kind of have your patterns, your go-tos. Obviously, depending on who you play against, you'd adjust that. But you want to keep the things that you do well, you want to go to those in the most crucial moments. Have that belief that your strengths are better than the other players.
Thirty 15. 30.
Double faults continue to plague Azarenka. That's now 7 for the match.
Keep the pressure.
Oh
30,
dear.
40.
Well, I'm not surprised that racket takes a fling. This is no fun for Vika. Coaching bench of Victoria Azarenka, we saw Maxime Chutakian in the white hat, sitting to the left of Greg Grozetsky, Mike James next to him. It's a bit of an all-star coaching lineup, but one that looks rather worried at this point.
Juice.
Starodubtseva, she just pulled off of that forehand a little bit.
Getting a little tight, perhaps, the Ukrainian.
First little moments of getting passive, Starodubtseva. We've seen her swing out so many times on the forehand and backhand side.
Let's go, right here.
And very deep from Victoria Azarenka, and she survives a break point against.
Azarenka leads by
Trying
2
to
games to 1. Second set.
push her on and
Third set,
encourage her.
Starodubtseva.
Azarenka up 2-1, we're on serve.
That will certainly help the
15
nerves
love.
go away when if she continues to swing out like that. Starodubtseva.
Дуже добре. Дуже добре.
Gentleman you can hear in the background, Eric Van Harpen, a very experienced coach, Piers Dolan as well. Got our mum Diana there supporting her. Huge amount of money that Starodubtseva has made so far, 100,000 if you reach the first round of the US Open main draw, 140 for the winner of this one. Don't usually see Azarenka being quite so calm when she hits shots like that.
I think she's trying to save as much energy as possible. Not feeling at 100%.
15-40.
Better depth in this game there by Azarenka. Looks like she's trying to shorten the points. It's been more of a pattern we've seen from her in the second set. She's going for more returns.
She's going within margins, isn't she? She's not going for the lines, which is sensible. Just shows her experience.
Sometimes deep up the middle is good enough. You don't need to go for the outright winner right away.
There we go.
Azarenka.
A little bit of an opening here for Victoria Azarenka. She's just
Azarenka leads by
slowly and
3 games
gradually
to
and very
1.
patiently built up a 3-1 lead.
Love.
Why is it when you're winning in tennis that the illness or the bad feelings that you were feeling suddenly go away?
It's funny how that happens sometimes. But sometimes the illness or whatever you have can sort of free you up a little bit as well. You're no longer just focused on winning. You're just kind of trying to get through the moment, and it frees you up a little bit.
You just play very contained tennis, don't you?
Exactly, yep.
Like you said, don't use any extra energy or emotion.
And on the reverse side, it can be one of the toughest things to play against someone that you think might have a little bit of an ailment or something, just trying to keep your focus on the task at hand and not getting ahead of yourself, or not changing the way that you've been playing leading up to this moment.
Looks like that ball is getting so far out of her hit zone, which is what we've been told she's actually been working on.
It's really quite shocking to see some of these double faults from Azarenka. She normally has a pretty reliable second serve.
Number 9. Beautiful, just piecing the point together.
40-50.
If Vika were to get through this match somehow, you would imagine that they'll be out on the practice court tomorrow working on that serve, fixing that timing that seems to be off a little bit right now.
She and Badosa can get out there together.
share a bucket of balls.
Coming to the net was successful for Yuliia Starodubtseva in the first set. The set not committing 100%.
Azarenka leads by
that
4
just
games
turned
to
around
1.
the
Second set.
feeling
First set,
is
Starodubtseva.
that Victoria Azarenka in charge. And it's almost certain at this point anyway that we might be going to a deciding third set. Let's see what Starodubtseva can do.
Love 15.
That is like
Love
the
30.
Victoria Azarenka we know and love.
Давай, давай, давай. Наступний м'яч. Not too bad.
15-30.
That's such a big return, isn't it?
15-40.
Deep down the middle seems to be working very well at the moment for Vika. Not having to take too many chances, but getting really good depth.
We've got a couple more break point chances here. Azarenka perfect on break points in this set. Overall for the match, 3 of 8. And this time she takes the first of them.
Game.
So a
Azarenka.
one-sided second set. All the momentum with the
Azarenka
20th seed.
leads by 5 games to 1. Second set.
Second serve, 4 body. Body 4. Right, so it's coming into her body. And she's just sitting on the back there. Okay, you have one back right here. Let's go.
I don't know if you could hear that, but Starodubtseva being guided by her coach. The second serve is going to come into your body, he was saying.
Let's first serve.
Still encouraging her that this set isn't over yet.
No, 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 no.
Thought she'd won the point.
Love.
Slightly overhitting, isn't she, right now?
Just a few errors from Starodubtseva that we were not seeing in the first set.
Давай, давай, пограти в теніс, вперед.
Well, that is what she was doing in the first set.
15 all.
And that's going to be the question. Can she bring back that level from the first set, and can she maintain it? Because Vika has cleaned up her game a bit since that first set.
It's 15-30.
how she managed to hit that drop shot, Azarenka. I think it came out better than she intended.
Давай, хороший. Давай, давай.
We saw the second serve, didn't we, from Azarenka go into the body.
Coach was right from Starodubtseva.
Set point then for Victoria Azarenka. 33 minutes played in this second set. It's been a quick one compared to the first set. So we are going to a deciding third. A shootout will be needed here on grandstand courts.
Games to one.
Azarenka, the 20 seed,
New balls, please.
now with the momentum.
Set. Starodubtseva to serve.
So here we go. Let's see what the 24 Ukrainian can come up with.
New balls.
Has won a couple of three-set matches in qualifying, beating Gao from China and Kartal from Great Britain.
Love 15.
Azarenka has won 12 of 20 deciding set matches here at the US Open.
Oh, Vika would like that one back. That second serve was really sitting up. She had a nice look at it.
Just in the early stages, Christina, of set three, what do you think both players are trying to do here?
I think Starodubtseva needs to get back a little bit to using the shape that we saw a lot from her in the first set and using her forehand, trying to control the center of the court. And then for Vika, exactly what she did in that second set, taking time away, going for more returns. With margin, of course, we saw a lot of really effective deep returns up the middle from Vika.
Might not know this, but she's making a 65th major appearance, Vika, today. It's the 9th most in the Open era. It's been quite a career, hasn't it?
Extremely impressive stat.
Yeah.
And to think that number could have been a little bit higher because she had a few years there where she wasn't competing.
That's right. After the birth of son Leo, there was some custody problems for Azarenka. Forced off the tour. And that is a massive hold for Yuliia Starodubtseva to claw something back, and she's done so.
I think that game just kind of shows the lack of match play that Vika has had recently, because when Vika's at her...
Now Vika has cleared the opening round in 12 of the last 13 tournaments this season. Quarterfinals or semi-finals in Brisbane, Doha, Miami, Charleston, Rome, Berlin and Washington DC before she got injured.
And for most players, that would be a
15
pretty
all.
good season. But for someone like Vika, who's won Grand Slams, who's won 21 titles, I think we said, like,
That's right.
she has such a high standard for herself, she'd be looking for more.
It looks like she's having a hair malfunction.
Had a little bit of everything today.
Gotta get the plait back. This is a bit of a trademark, isn't it, for Azarenka, the plaits.
I will say there's nothing worse than serving or hitting a shot and having your ponytail whip you in the face.
Oh, yes.
Let's go, come on.
I think one time
Go for it,
Wozniacki's
take the hit.
hair
Go
got
for
stuck
it.
on her racket.
I think I remember that.
I think that might be why we see her, when she's come back, put the hair under the visor, keep
Yes.
it very compact.
She always does that these days, you're right. That's probably why. Another of the major champions involved in the US Open, along with Azarenka, who has two, both at the US Open. They came back to back, or Australian Open, I should say. 3 times a finalist here in New York.
$40-30. Game Azarenka.
Azarenka holds, 1 game all.
1 game all. Final set.
Standout player at Old Dominican University was Yuliia Starodubtseva.
It's been impressive to see the first step of Starodubtseva. She's really quick off the
15.
mark. Wasn't the most impressive drop shot by Vika, but how quickly Starodubtseva came up to this ball. Seems like the crowd's getting more into this match as well. Nighttime vibes at the Open.
Certainly rooting slightly, aren't they, for the underdog? Ukrainian tennis players have a lot of extra fans these days. That's what her coach at ODA, Dominic Manila, said, that she was playing not for the college but also for her country.
15 all.
It's cool to see how many players are playing in college and then having success on the tour. I'm sure each one seeing how the other's doing, and kind of, it's a great example for players that are in college right now that want to play as well. There's no one path to getting there.
$15-30.
When I started on tour, it was almost you either went to college and that was your path, or you turned pro at, 18, 17, whatever it was. But there wasn't so many players playing after college. So it's cool to see that you don't have to make such a drastic decision at such a young age.
It was almost more likely, wasn't it, for the men that you go to college and then emerge. But for the women, it was almost more of a time pressure.
Exactly true.
That seems to have gone away. You've got Starodubtseva, who's completed college and done a master's degree, and then on the other side you've got Dinah Schneider, haven't you? Did 1 year at NC State.
Emma Navarro did
Emma
1 year
Navarro.
at UVA.
And then Danielle Collins, who graduated
14,
from
30.
UVA after spending a little time at the University of Florida as well. So you're right, there's loads of routes.
Peyton Stearns at Texas. Honestly, we could keep going.
we
The
could
list
keep
is
going.
really long right now.
It's a very good thing. Players have the option. If they're good enough, they can always go pro.
Juice.
Just a reminder, it was that third game of the second set, which seemed to be Starodubtseva's undoing. On that occasion, Azarenka was serving and she had a break point. And this time will be Azarenka who will get the
Advantage,
break point opportunity.
Azarenka.
That's perfect, the double down the line, followed by the off forehand.
She hit that forehand Starodubtseva in the alley, but that's how much she wants to hit her forehand. That is her better side.
Two winners now for the 24-year-old. Well, that's a little bit of a change-up, isn't it, Christina? Because in the first set, Starodubtseva was taking that slice and moving in behind it. This time she moves backwards.
Yeah, I wonder if she'd be better off hitting that one and coming in, keeping her body weight moving forward. She kind of caught in no man's land when she hits it and moves back.
It just seemed a little indecisive, didn't it? The second time of asking, it's a similar ending. Lovely forehand winner.
There she did a nice job, Starodubtseva, though, using the slice to set her up for the forehand on the next ball.
Advantage.
Like so many other professional tennis players, Starodubtseva has good sporting genes. Father Vladimir was a former goalkeeper. First coach was the grandma of another Ukrainian tennis player, Anhelina Kanonina. It's always interesting, isn't it? Lara Sigerman's first coach was the father of Michael Moe. How about
Wow.
that for some tennis trivia?
get the sense that if Vika can break here, she can kind of run away with this third set.
Starodubtseva's second serve has been a bit of a problem today. This one just 8 points. Success rate of 28%. Oh, yes.
Advantage is Starodubtseva.
She's serving very wide here, looking to get a forehand. That's the +1 shot.
Interesting that she didn't choose to hit a kick serve from such a wide position.
Fearful of the Azarenka backhand return, he thinks.
I think the extra moving over gives you a little extra angle. But yeah, that's a good point. That's serving into the strength of Azarenka.
Just getting a first serve in, isn't it? So important for Starodubtseva. She's going to win this game, which is now moving towards the 9-minute mark.
Let's first serve.
Fastest serve today has been 104 miles an hour.
Advantage, Azarenka.
And it'll be third time lucky for Victoria Azarenka. Certainly will. Azarenka moves 2-1 in front with a break now here in the third.
Azarenka
She's the
leads
20 seed at
by
the
2
US
games to
Open.
1.
She's only lost
Final
once in the first between Victoria Azarenka and Yuliia Starodubtseva. An hour 50 almost on the clock. And Azarenka has this match now under her control.
That was a nice change-up that we haven't really seen from Starodubtseva, a drop shot.
Much that Azarenka hasn't done in this sport. 21 singles titles, finalist 20 times. She's got 3 major mixed doubles titles. She has an Olympic gold, one with Max Mirny in 2012. Just 37 million in the bank.
Not too shabby.
Career high of world #1 for 51 weeks. What do you think keeps driving Azarenka to play the sport?
15-30.
You could just feel the passion from Vika and just how much she enjoys the battle. And also, when you've won slams and you know you can do it, I'm sure that fuels her. You want to feel that feeling again.
Hard to give up, I'd imagine, just walking onto court.
And you can tell she still has so much belief in her game. She
13.
wouldn't be out here playing if she didn't believe that her best tennis was in reach.
Adding to her team, isn't she? We've seen Mike James now, the data analyst. We've seen Greg Rosetsky, former player from Great Britain. Oh, just wide.
40-30.
Let's go.
Давай, мала, давай.
It's out, and it's a hold for Victoria Azarenka. Getting closer.
Azarenka leads
To a
by
first round
3
victory.
games to 1. Final set.
USOpenShop.org is the official shop for the 2024 US Open merchandise. You can get your game face on and your game day fit on too with us. US Open gear and accessories for the whole family. You can visit the USOpenShop.org today. Christina never leaves that site, do you? Just on it constantly.
So many nice items.
Head to toe.
Love 15.
Just using all her experience, isn't she? Even though we know that Azarenka's not feeling great. Still got that backhand.
Let's first.
What was the shot that you had that, if all else failed, you knew you could rely on?
My forehand. Forehand inside out.
Would opponents do anything not to give you that shot?
I'd like to think so, but and when I wasn't playing at my best, I wasn't looking for enough forehands.
You've got to constantly remind yourself, don't you?
Oh, my coach was constantly reminding me. Did the right thing, tried to take the ball early, but just Azarenka kind of mistimed that one.
This is going to be a massive point right here. Is it just me, or does Yuliia Starodubtseva look a little like Badosa?
I actually have already thought that, especially the visor, everything.
eyes.
Yes.
Badosa did win on this court a little bit earlier. Took out
40-30.
Victoria Azarenka, 6-love, 6-3. Of course, she's in great form, isn't she? She's won the Washington, D.C. hardcourt title this year.
It's been so nice to see the resurgence from Paula. Now that she's injury-free, she can just really focus on her game.
Apparently, she has to do about 4 hours of prehab and rehab on that back of hers. Oh, that's beautifully done. And that's every day.
Wow. Talk about the dedication and the desire to come back and compete when you're willing to go through all of that.
Jeez.
There's another very good return, forcing Starodubtseva to catch the forehand late. Break point for Victoria Azarenka. She's already broken 5 times today.
Oh.
Is a 6th, and it's done with authority. Getting closer to the finishing line is Victoria Azarenka. It's been a solid. It's managed 7 quarterfinals in 2024. That's more than in 2022 and 23 combined. Did miss Wimbledon with the shoulder injury and, of course, the recent leg injury she suffered in Toronto. So it hasn't been straightforward, but she's found a way.
Even if Starodubtseva doesn't get through this match, she has so many positives to take from it, especially producing a level like that with that forehand. If she can just find a way to stay more consistent with that level, I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from her.
I think that's the other thing about the college route, isn't it? That perhaps at one point 24 was considered quite old in this sport. Now it's very young players playing well into their 30s. Azarenka throwing in her 10th double fault. First of this set.
Maybe some signs of nerves now for Azarenka. She's trying to close this out. It's never easy to close out a match, especially when you haven't had a ton of matches coming into an event.
On the other side, of course, Starodubtseva, sharp as attack. We had 3 matches in qualifying.
Is that the first ace we've seen from Azarenka?
Number 1. Saves both break points.
advantage, Azarenka.
Well, that was the game in which Starodubtseva had
Azarenka.
chances.
Azarenka
It's
leads
Azarenka
by
who
5
holds on
games to
from
1.
15-40. And that surely is that. 5-1 to the 20th seed, third set.
Давай, 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 давай.
Love to see.
It's been the biggest change from set one to the rest of the match.
I think Vika's positioning, I think she's standing closer in. I think she's swinging out more on her shots as well and taking time away from Starodubtseva. I think Vika was giving her too much time in the first set.
Because it's easy to say, isn't it, that the Ukrainian now isn't playing as well. But actually, sometimes it comes from the opponent.
I think as well, Starodubtseva would have had a
59.
lot more information and scouting on Vika than Vika would have had on Starodubtseva, and sometimes it takes you a set to get used to your opponent's game. You haven't played them before, you haven't seen them on tour very much. And I think Vika in the second set really settled down and started understanding the patterns and the game style as well.
That's a really good point you make. That unknown quantity. We saw it, didn't we, with Linda Fravertova, who beat Azarenka a couple of years back. Just hasn't given any freebies, has she? She's been miserly with the return, Azarenka.
She's done a great job of tightening up her game. She'll be pleased with the way she's been able to turn around this match. Not satisfied, but pleased.
Won't be satisfied unless she's lifting the trophy next Sunday. Because it's next Saturday, isn't it, for the women?
Yes.
So a big roar goes up. She is a very popular player, one that is very well recognised in the world of professional tennis. Smiles on the faces of the Azarenka camp. We didn't see that in the first set, but after 2 hours and 7 minutes, she's got a couple of match points. Loses just 2 games in the final 2 sets as the rain begins to fall here in Flushing Meadows, New York. Perfect timing for Azarenka. No handshake between the two, of course, given where Azarenka is from and where Starodubtseva is. But it's Vika who puts her hand up in celebration. She's come through a tricky opening round.